Hi everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. Alright, I think I have decided that, hang on, is this where we were? I thought we had gotten a chocograph on, the faraway continent. We did. I must have not saved properly or something. Okay, well, that's fine. It's not going to be too time consuming, I don't think. Okay, well, that's neat. There wasn't anything particularly great from that one, but just for the sake of, completionisting, we'll do this. I think I decided that I want to give this game as much love as possible, given that it is one of my favorite games of all time. And that likely means that there's going to be some instances of not a lot of plot and action happening. But I don't know, maybe some people are into that, I hope. And if not, I'll just clearly mark those parts so you can skip over them. You just have to listen to me talk instead. Which, if you're watching that, you signed up to do that anyway. Oh boy. It's a whale zombie. I think Quina can eat these. Why would you want to eat a whale zombie? I don't know. Great. Poor Stagger can't concentrate. So that's one of the problems with having her in your party right now. She just will randomly not be able to concentrate and generally cause trouble for you. Which you could argue makes Eiko more useful here. Oh, I think Zidane is affected by zombie right now, so you'll see how he's a little bit darker. That means that when the battle ends, if we don't clear that, then he doesn't get any XP or AP. So we need a magic tag. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1250. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit. Okay, so another 1500 damage will maybe do it. Let's see. Weak against fire, weak against thunder, weak against wind, weak against holy, weak against everything almost, apparently. That might be enough for Quina to eat it. We'll see in a moment. So, in the event of when we run into episodes that have a lot more downtime, I'll just try to come up with interesting topics or something. Use it almost like a podcast. Which is not really what I intended, but that's how things happen sometimes. For instance, sometimes you sit down to do something important, and that's the moment that your cat decides it needs attention. Oh, really? Huh? I swear I'm digging in the right spot. That's my coffee. You don't like coffee, I don't think. What was it? Great. Now I'm making a fool of myself. There we go. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to divine, oh my god. I think my cat might actually go onto the cat tree that I bought him for the first time since I bought it. Huh? Are you gonna go? I'm sorry, this is very important. My cat does not like to use things that I bought for him. He will actually, like, explicitly choose to use things that are not intended to be for the purpose that he's using them for. No, we're gonna sit on the dresser instead. Okay, cool. That's about what I expected. Someday it'll happen. Someday my purchase of a product for my cat won't end in me being disappointed that my cat doesn't want to use it. Whereas, I've never seen a dog not indulge in a new chew toy. Curious. Alright, so I'm gonna start out by going to the second chocograph place. Which actually is kind of shorter because you only have access to half of the stuff here. So I think this is, yeah. The next area for chocograph is Chocobo's Lagoon, which is over in the archipelago over yonder, which has an area that's got shallow water and then an area that has deep water. You can only go to the shallow water until later on when you get the power up that gives you the ability to go through deep water. Because you're a bird, so obviously you can wade through oceanic depth water instead of flying or swimming something. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to go all the way around to get there. And then we will come back later with access to the full lagoon for more fun times. What is that Chocobo, Capo? Where's Choco? I'm not sure what happened, but this is definitely Choco. You're right. But why? Oh! Legend was true, Capo. I'll tell you a secret. I'm looking for paradise on Earth. Only chosen chocobos can evolve and lead their masters to that paradise, Capo. Let's evolve Choco so that we can go to paradise, Capo. You know, usually when people are saying they want to go to paradise, it's some sort of creepy cult leader. What are you doing here, Minnie? I did some research and wound up here, Capo. There's holy light, similar to that of the forest. I know we can find chocographs here, Capo. Let's dig around here some more. It's tougher to dig in the bottom of the lagoon than it is in the forest. So, your beak is less impactful here, so it would take longer to dig to a 50 here than it would in the forest. But also, we can basically only do the area that's from like just off to the left of the chat box there over to the right. The stuff on the left is not available yet, so stuff will only drop on the right side. But that also means that you get cut off after 4 treasures instead of being able to go to 8. So it's shorter stints. We can only dig the shallow parts. Choco doesn't like to go in deep water. So the area is limited, Kupo. Okay, I'll make it half the time, half the price. Or you could just make it full time so I could, like, have a chance to actually find stuff. Come on. Some of the, like, oh my god. Some of the minute adjustments needed to find the exact spot where the thing is are impossible. There we go. So I think the, chocographs and, like, the higher tier treasures were at, like, 50 depth in the forest. They're at, like, 100 plus here. Found soft. You get 2 points. Great. And that's all I'm gonna get. Because it took forever to find the spot for that. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Grand adventure of... this. Maybe I should rethink doing all of this. Clearly, I like to torture myself. Nobody tell my therapist. Oh my god. Can we please, like... Oh, come on, man. Bro. There we go. I'm not gonna get it. It's not chocograph anyway. That's the only thing that matters. Yeah, the limited time makes this really frustrating. It's like, hey, 90% of the time you're at least sensing something, but where is it? I don't know, somewhere. It's definitely in this lagoon. I actually don't know that I'd call this a lagoon. It's more like a aquatic cave. Oh my god. Please, just let me... Okay. At the moment, it's not so much even about the treasure, I guess, because you need to level up your beak so that it's easier to dig. What I really wish it had done, instead of, or maybe in addition to making you dig deeper faster, is like widening the radius at which your beak can actually hit the spot for the that, you know, the good spot. 5 additional seconds. Ooh. Ah, damn. I think that would have been my first time maxing out. This is a little deeper, so it's probably like a remedy. Ooh, chocograph piece. Nice. 30 points. 5 additional points. Beak became stronger. Great. We need that. I think you're limited to 1 chocograph or chocograph piece per round. I don't know that for sure, but I've definitely never gotten 2 in 1 round before. Okay. Neat. Which isn't to say that it doesn't happen. Surely there are people out there who have put more time into this game than I. Speedrunners and whatnot. I gotta say, of like all the challenging aspects of gaming, like, you know, beating difficult bosses or PvP or oh my god, come on, completionism. Speedrunning is the one that I am absolutely the worst at. I'm really bad at anything PvP related in any game. I don't even play any like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike type games anymore because I'm just not any good at them. But the one thing that I just categorically fail out at and get really frustrated by is speedrunning, because I don't know, I'm not a like hard completionist, but about things that I really like this, or you know, a good Zelda game, I'll get all the heart pieces and that sort of thing. I don't think I could find any enjoyment in you know, side hopping 7,000 times across a game and jump attacking a log so that I can speed myself across the entire map and skip half of the game's content just to get it done faster. Like, I get it's a competitive thing. Oh, hello, Spot. But, I don't know, that, and like, when there's anything vaguely related to RNG, or like, really niche, like, oh, if you're a millimeter to the left, then you fail this speed thing. It becomes really frustrating for me because it's way too hard to like hit that point and even say that it's on me and my ability to play the game. Like, part of it is just on like, well, you know, sometimes your hands don't do exactly what you want them to do. Oh god, please. Oh, it's not a whatever. Okay. Plus my hands are occasionally a little bit messed up and like don't cooperate, so I have trouble with some of that precision occasionally. Can you not stand on their Spot, please? That's a very bad. No. Right over here. Right over there on your bed. That's fine. Yeah, there you go. I tell you, this cat. You know, I don't know if it's actually a thing, but I read it somewhere, probably on Reddit, or a like service, that cats domesticated themselves. I think I even read somewhere that cats domesticated themselves twice. So they like, you know, the common house cat is not exactly the same fearsome predator that a tiger is, although they are both the same not genus, family. I don't know how taxonomy works, or the like different levels of it. Hey, there we go. There's my chocograph. But you know, they definitely can catch mice and stuff like that. And so the places where mice started to become most abundant thousands of years ago was anywhere where humans were storing stuff like grain. So cats would just go to villages where people were, or farms where there were lots of people, storing stuff like grain and you know, things that attract rats, and then the cats could catch the rats and mice, and then they'd be happy. And humans, being as we are, saw these fearsome creatures and thought, oh, how adorable. Let's pet it. And so we not only would allow them to stay around, we would encourage it and give them more food and milk and water, and let them come inside and give them a nice little cozy spot to rest. which the cats were also okay with. So they allowed it. And then they were like, yo, we don't really have to do much for ourselves when these humans are just doing everything for us, so let's just keep doing this. And that's how cats happen. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard through the grapevine that not everything you see, hear, or read on the internet is true. But I also read that on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. Anointment. Ooh. I think it's weird how, like, the grindiness or repetitive... Oh, that's a chocograph that I'm not going to get. That sucks. Repetitiveness of gaming has changed over the years. Like, you've got some games like this where it's like, this is very monotonous and often not rewarding, but also, like, low intensity, and once you get through the grind, it's guaranteed to give you something rewarding. Whereas now it's like, grinding is either like always immediately rewarding, or it has nothing and then one big payoff at the end, you know? Like, that's very how we're like tailored to work right now. I read an article, an actual article, not just a headline, about how a lot of things like the mobile gaming industry, but also like social media and, you know, like the Instagrams and TikTok, stuff like that, have altered parts of, not, if not all, then some human brains, in that, like, it changes the reward system, like how the reward center reacts, because you, like, you're playing like Candy Crush or whatever, and you you know, you do a good move and you get lights and sounds and points and flashing colors and stuff like that. And so you do that enough with enough different things, and eventually, like, you come to expect it, and it feels weird when you don't get it, you know? So if you've only ever played stuff like Candy Crush, and you've played it, you know, up to infinity or whatever, I don't know. I'm sure those games go on forever, whatever sells the most microtransactions. And then you go and play, like, I don't know, a very old school game, or, you know, maybe even just some different type of media, like playing a board game or something. It's like you win, or you take out an enemy piece, and you're like, okay, now what? Why does this feel as rewarding? But, like, people who are addicted to social media, like, they have that same thing. Like, they feel a need to get recognition for most of, if not everything, that they do, and, like, they need to engage with people on all of it, you know? They can't just, like, win a game. They need to win a game and talk to people about it, and, like, get people on the internet who they may or may not actually know to comment on it, and, you know, give them likes or upvotes or whatever. I don't know how much of that is actually true. Like, I don't know, I hate the whole, like, people decrying giving other people participation trophies, like, whatever reward system you choose for your game. Like, cool, good for you. If you want everyone to feel like a winner, then do that, I guess. But it does make you wonder, how many people have like distorted expectations of reality because they want, or they are subconsciously, or maybe consciously, I don't know, expecting some sort of a reward for every effort. And if it's not rewarded, then it's viewed as a failure, you know? But then again, you know, it's not just young people doing mobile gaming. There's definitely issues with people having improper expectations with older generations, and probably people that don't even play video games. I don't think that video games are a significant cause of violence. Is that still a thing? I know that was a really big thing in like the 90s and 2000s where politicians were trying to like ban video games or ban certain games because they thought that it was causing people to be violent. Like the obvious like outlier and most egregious offender in these people's minds was like Grand Theft Auto. Like, you know, oh, this is causing people to want to steal cars and beat up hookers and, you know, beat thugs or whatever. I don't think that actually causes that. Like, it probably takes a... that was another chocograph, probably. It probably takes a certain willingness to do that stuff in the first place. And I don't think that a video game is going to suddenly make you someone who is willing to engage in violence when you weren't before. I'm not saying that, like, it's never been a factor for anyone. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not going to magically become a violent criminal just because I played Grand Theft Auto. As a matter of fact, I've never committed a violent crime, and I have played some Grand Theft Auto games. I even beat one time. Or story-wise, I guess I beat it. Oh, come on. This is just absolutely the worst. I owe a massive apology to everybody for wasting their time with this. Please? There's sometimes when I'm like going to try and dig in another spot and I try to like fine-tune, adjust where I'm digging, and it just like, I don't move at all. And then other times where I like don't even try to really move much and it like jumps me over several feet, and it's like, okay, great, thank you. Again, this is made in a different age, so controlled schemes were slightly different. Me personally, sometimes I try, I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I try to be okay with some of that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not in love with repeatedly digging for chocographs and not finding them because of the tiny little space differences in where I need to be digging. But I don't know, sometimes I have to try and slow down a little bit and try to just like enjoy doing a task. So there's a concept called a destination addiction, which is a little bit of a misnomer because it's not necessarily about like physical destinations, but it's like the obsession with the idea of some goal or some destination, something satisfying you or making you happy. And it's a major fallacy that is by and large not true for anybody. So like, you know, the idea of like, oh, you know, I'm not happy right now, but when I get the promotion, I'll be happy. Or when I get a girlfriend, I'll be happy. When I have enough money, I'll be happy. When I get the new car, oh, I'm not happy here. I'm gonna move to a new town. When I get to the new town, I'll be happy. You know, it's wrong because you're placing like limitations on your own happiness. Like you're saying like, I need this thing in order to be happy, and if it doesn't happen, I won't be happy. You know, which maybe isn't the intention behind those things, but like when you associate that thing with your own happiness or your own fulfillment, then it's pretty damn hard to not feel dissatisfaction when you don't have it, and hard to not build up like the expectation towards it too, which leads to you being disappointed of those things. So then that gets you to the question of like, what happens when you don't get it, or if you don't get it, or what happens if you get it and then you're not satisfied or you're not happy, which is often the case. You know, I think probably everybody knows, or maybe is themselves somebody who at some point has been like, I'm gonna move to, you know, this city because, you know, the city I live in sucks and that's why I'm not happy. A new town will change everything. I just need a change of scenery. And then it doesn't, because you haven't really changed anything. You're just living a probably pretty similar life in a different place. And if the life that you were living isn't making you happy, then, you know, doing it in a different geographic position probably isn't going to change that. But so like, it's a pretty tough thing to like disassociate yourself from that, because, you know, trying to figure out how I was trying to correlate this to some sort of a coherent thought. A lot of times when we're doing tasks, we're doing them for the end result, right? Like we're not doing our chores to do our chores. We're not you know, doing our laundry because we want to do our laundry. We're doing our laundry because then we'll have clean clothes and then we can relax, or, you know, whatever. I'm not going to work because I enjoy, you know, whatever your job is. You're doing it because you get a paycheck and then you can do the things that you actually want to do. But like those moments of maybe not enjoyment are, for better or worse, probably a larger part of our lives than the things that we do want. Oh, I'm not gonna get this, am I? Nope. So like, if I don't find a way to enjoy or be happy with things that aren't exactly what I want, then I'm going to spend a huge portion of my life unhappy, or at least unsatisfied. So I read a book about it. Trying to remember what it was called. I think it was like The Power of Now. It honestly, like the book itself was a little bit esoteric for me, you know, like very I don't know, like achieving enlightenment, but I liked some of the concepts that it brought forward, as far as like, stop focusing so much on some reward in the future or ruminating on, you know, some misdeed of the past. Be present in what you're doing right now, whatever it is, whether it's something that you particularly enjoy or not, and try to find some sort of enjoyment or satisfaction, like, you know, treasure the mundane, I guess, because it's still your life. And I mean, I think those mundane things are probably things that, in retrospect, a lot of us treasure the most. Like, if anyone's ever, you know, either lost somebody, or maybe, you know, you've just got like a friend or a loved one who you don't get to spend time with anymore, or maybe like a, you know, a job, a school, a community, or something like that, that you're no longer, you know, something that you're no longer a part of for whatever reason. When you think of that, nice, finally, when you think of that place, or that thing, that person, you probably don't think of all of the, you know, great moments of triumph, or, you know, your breakfast club moment or whatever. You probably think about those mundane, you know, episodes of you just sitting there doing something boring, talking to them, being present with them. I really like the movie Stand By Me, based on the Stephen King short story. I think it's a short story. And the main character is talking about how when they're on this adventure, it was I think he talks about it like the only time in his childhood or adolescence where everyone was like aware of the moment that they were, and like knew that it was a temporary thing to be enjoyed, you know, like, hey, this summer is about us, we're here, we're friends, we're free, we're going on this, you know, expedition or whatever, and that's not gonna happen, probably not gonna happen again, you know. And that's a very rare thing. I think most people at some point in their life end up in a place where they are, you know, in the moment they don't like a thing, they, you know, want it to end, they want it to go away or whatever, but then they'll look back at it later and be like, oh damn, those were good times. What's the Office quote that Andy says, like, oh, I wish there was a way to know you were back in the good old days before you actually left them. Like, dude, that is a mood. So if I could give anyone a homework assignment, it's find your good old days moment in your current life and recognize and enjoy it before it becomes the past. Maybe my good old days moment is me endlessly digging for chocographs in this fucking lagoon. Oh, there we go. Maybe I've just completely lost my mind. I mean, it's really neither here nor there. That also brings me to, I guess, this, you know, I'm not really like, I'm not expecting to get a lot of people to watch videos I'm posting on YouTube or Twitch streams or whatever. I don't know, like, it would be nice if that happened, but I also, like, I'm pretty self-conscious about a lot of that stuff. It's not why I'm in this. I'm just here to enjoy this, and I think I said before, I'm between jobs right now, so I'm trying to just like try different things and have fun, just to have fun, and that's kind of what this is. You know, I watch some YouTubers and some Twitch streamers. It's interesting to kind of like get their perspective on it, or like see it from their eyes, I guess. Choco says he can't find any more chocographs here for now. Kupo, why don't you go to the forest or use chocograph and do some treasure hunting? Okay, yeah, so that's the thing. This place, the first trip is a lot shorter because you can only see part of it. So, we've got a bunch of new chocographs that we can use to hunt for treasure. There's like 1 or 2 of these that we can't actually get to. There's a sunken treasure near a peninsula, the southern part of the outer continent, right? This is over near Trino. This is on the north end of the Forgotten Continent. So I kind of vaguely know where most of these are. I think I said it before that there's one that's called Treasure or Ocean that we'll find, and it's like, this is what you can see of it. Like literally, except for the chocobo, this is what you see, and you have to find it on the map. But you'll see it eventually if you make the foolish decision to watch me long enough. It's pretty bad. Me and my best friends. Did I go? I went somewhere that was the wrong direction. Me and one of my best friends kind of. What am I doing? Why am I looking top down? Basically, we're both playing this game, and we were on the phone with each other, each playing the game, and we like competed to see who could find it first, because at the time we couldn't find anywhere on the internet that gave us the exact location for it. So we just kind of like grid searched the entire ocean of the game. I think I found it first, but I'm sure if you asked him, he would remember it differently. You ever do that thing where like you think about some past memory, like some childhood thing that is very integral to your life, and then you're like, man, that probably didn't happen anywhere near like how I remember it. Apparently there's like a significant portion of people who truly believe that they remember being born, but it's like literally not possible for your brain to. Okay, maybe I'm not doing this properly. Retain memories of that time, so like you don't. You might think you do, but you don't. More likely what happens is like a lot of people are told stories about their birth, and they picture it very vividly in their head, and then they picture it enough times that image becomes a, you know, kind of like false memory or whatever. Is this where I want to go? It's their footprints. I think this is where I want to go. Human memory is, look at that. It's incredibly fallible. Like it's weird. We think that our memory is so accurate, but it's really not. It's prone to many shortfallings and flaws and that sort of thing. And even like, uh-oh, that's gonna kill her, isn't it? Yep, great. I actually need AP from her. Can you please stop killing her? The widely considered most compelling testimony in criminal courts is eyewitness testimony, but it's also like statistically the least reliable evidence. Like, you know, DNA is fairly accurate as long as it's done properly and not contaminated. Fingerprints are, you know, I don't think they've ever found two different people with identical fingerprints. Nice. Too bad Dagger wasn't alive for that. You know, video forensics is a big thing right now. Like, you know, everybody's got a Ring doorbell camera, or insert name brand or generic doorbell camera. And those things are being used to solve crimes. But for whatever reason, you can't put a camera on the stand, and putting a person on the stand who will look at your suspect, your defendant, and say, I saw that person there, you know, shooting the snowman. People hear that and they're like, oh, that must be true. Very long period of my life, I worked stopping people for shoplifting, and I learned how fallible my memory could be, because I'd have times where, like, you know, I'd watch a person do something and I would you know, respond to it properly and go and write my report. And in writing the report, you know, like doing a first-person narrative, like this happened and this happened at this time, and you know, be like, oh, and then they walked into this aisle, and then I'm like, you know, reviewing video of it while writing it, so I can make sure that I'm being accurate with my times and stuff. And I'll be like, wait, no, they didn't go into that aisle. Remember it. I remember them going into this other aisle, and nope, they didn't. My brain decided that it was that way, and it stuck to its story. I'm probably not even going the right way. Oh my god, what am I doing with my life? I should probably open up the chocograph that I'm trying to get to, at least. Right? That might be... this one. If this is even like close to the way that you get to this one, I'm going to be very upset with myself. Oh my god, it's not, is it? Oh boy, I'm annoyed. Okay, Trino is... Fuck. Yeah, it's 100% not the right place. God damn it. There's one over here, I swear there is. It's just... Oh boy. Apparently I'm not as good with maps as I thought I was. That's fine. Maybe it would be a good idea for me to, like, go to the destination and then find the beach that has an attaching reef close enough. So I can definitely get this one. I think I can get the Faraway Lagoon. And that's it, I believe. And that's all of the chocographs for this point. Or from the Chocobo's Lagoon, at least. I'm trying to remember what exact treasures you actually get from this. Oh yeah, this is over by Lindblom, the original Chocobo's Forest. See, there's the original Chocobo's Forest. You also will have access to Hughes Marsh. To which we might be able to catch some more froggies. Oh, I haven't. I didn't equip any of the gems on Dagger. How did I not do that? I must have done that. I must have done that while getting that treasure on the lost continent that ended up not saving for. That's frustrating. Because one of the other things I want to accomplish right now is working on some of her summons. Not that it's like incredibly useful at this point, because she fails casting them half the time, but oh man, I'm annoyed. Oh. Okay, well. I'm gonna start with the one that has the lowest AP, which is what I think I said last time, which is Shiva. So we can experiment with her new idol next time we get into a fight. If she succeeds at using it. And there is actually like a semi-practical reason to do it, because the first time you summon them, they always do their little cutscene. And there will definitely be points later on in the game where it'll be nice to not have to watch a full cutscene in the middle of a boss fight. So I think this is here. Yes. Come on. There we go. And a treasure chest. Smoke appeared, getting sleepy. I wonder what's gonna happen now. So, I think I've decided, actually, let's get through this first. Wanderer, we await your return. Choco, you now have the ability to climb mountains. You're heading towards your homeland. Hurry home. So, we can now go back to Chocobo's forest and get more chocographs, because there's 2 additional spots where you can now climb up that you couldn't before. But I think I've decided that I want to not go through all of that in this part. Later on, we'll get a little bit more mobility. We'll be able to visit some additional areas. So, I think I'll do like a mega episode or several concurrent episodes of just like side quest stuff once we get to that point, because there's a bunch of stuff that we can't do yet. It's somewhere over here. There we go. So there's not like a ton of point in me doing all of this stuff now. Like, there's some interesting stuff that we can get, but none of it's like game changing. And the real like game changing stuff you just can't get yet. So I'm gonna do the Q's Marsh, catch the frogs here. See if I can get that chocograph on the Forgotten Continent, and then do the Q's Marsh on the Outer Continent, and then probably call it good for now. And then the rest of that stuff we'll revisit later on when we get more mobility. Which will mean probably one entire episode of just Chocobo Hot and Cold. So dang, I can catch frogs? See, Queena gets it. Queena is just all about, like, living in the moment, enjoying catching frogs. It's simple. You don't need to have a complicated life. If you're catching frogs, life is good. Hey, that's Queena's second best fork. I double checked because I wasn't sure. So like, Queena's forks give Queena attack power, but they also have like a randomness roll to how much damage they can do. So like, you know, just because your fork has the highest attack power, you can still do damage as if you have the lowest level fork. It just gives you like a higher cap, I guess. I don't know. There might also be some stuff where it's like, for the D&D nerds out there, it's like rolling 2d6 instead of 1d12 or 1d10 or whatever. Maybe it's lower kappa damage for some stuff, but it's higher average roll because the minimum roll is 2. Okay. Yes. I need this. Okay. So I need to get to the boat. The way that this stuff works out is actually pretty sequential too. Like, in order to get the light blue chocobo, you need to finish Chocobo's Forest, and then the light blue chocobo lets you go to the reef areas, and you have to go to the reef forest or the lagoon to get the chocograph that lets you go to a reef area to get the next power-up, which is the mountain one, which will let you go to the mountain area to get the mountain chocograph to get you the next power-up. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to open the chocograph menu, but I'm not, no, I don't know where I'm going. I'm not. I'm not on the chocobo at the moment. I also kind of don't like the position of the world map at the moment. It's less than ideal. Okay, so I need to come across this, I believe. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I just realized that we can also go to, we can go back to Alexandria, but that's more story related, so maybe I'll try and keep all the side quest stuff in this episode, and then only story related stuff in a different episode. So if anyone wants to, like, if anyone wants to watch this. Oh, I think we can get this one too. Oh wait, I already got that one. Never mind, I'm dumb. This is what I'm looking for. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, there's 2 that I can get. I'm sorry. Abandoned Lagoon and... Nope, I can't get that one yet. This one is right here. Ha! Perfect. Ooh, Dragon's Claws. That's really good weapon for Amaron. Okay, so cancel. We're gonna go to the outer continent, get the actual last chocograph that we can get right now. Do the Q's Marsh. And then call it, I think. I just have to remember where on the outer continent this one is. I feel like it's on the eastern part, but it might not be. I actually hate it when people say I feel like regarding something that requires, like, at the very least an educated guess. Feel like the reason that I'm upset is because I'm upset. Okay, well, put any thought into why? Okay, I think this is it. I'm a very big, like, data-driven person. I like to do things based on numbers and information. So like when I've worked jobs in the past where it's like, okay, well, you know, come up with a strategy of how to attack this thing. And, you know, you have a person it's like, well, I want to go after this part of it. I want to do this area because I feel like it's giving us a bigger problem than this other area. You feel like? What's the empirical data behind that? Is there any? The answer might surprise you. This episode is going to go a little bit long, but that's just fine. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works. I'm probably doing something terribly wrong, but hey, that's just how it is sometimes. Nope. This is. I actually like super want to not have Queena out right now because Steiner can learn many sword abilities at the moment. We're not exactly progressing that by having, you know, sometimes it's difficult to divine like what exact point in the image is where you're supposed to dig. And Kai Armlet. Okay, that's the last treasure that we have access to right now. Can I climb up this? Yeah. So we might be able to get a couple of things that we wouldn't have otherwise had access to because of Chocobo stuff. So we'll do this. Catch some froggies. I'll call it there. maybe I'll start off the next episode by doing that quick short visit to Alexandria. There's not a ton there that we can do, but you know, it's something. Sit down, I can catch frogs. So we'll do that and then get back into the story, which is possessing a plot that is thickening rapidly. The third disc of this game is by far my favorite part of the game. It's just so full of stuff. Like, I don't know, it's a calorically dense part of the game. And honestly, like, if you're doing the side quests and stuff, this is where you spend the most time. Disc 4 is fairly short, unless you're doing a bunch of the side quests there. Discs 1 and 2 are about the same length, but I guess it depends on how long it takes you to get through certain parts of the game. Okay. Well, that is everything I wanted to do on this episode. So, I'm going to actually save over here. Not forget to save. Actually, I want to check in. I'll also have to go back and look at the video and see if I did or didn't. I 100% did save, because that's, I think, what that save file would have been. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, so next time we will go briefly to Alexandria. We will go back to the Outer Continent and go to Black Mage Village. So I will see you in the next part.